Gmail. 10 helpful new features you'll want to try. Gmail has been my choice for quite a few years. Improvements in the first half of 2018, followed by others this year, have made a great tool even better. But many Gmail users are unaware of what's new. In this audio, we'll look at 10 of those features. Certainly listen to my introduction to each one here, but this is an episode where you'll definitely want to go to the blog post. You'll see screenshots about each of the features. Here we go. Number 1 is Smart Compose. Gmail will help you compose your text. As you write, notice the light gray text. Gmail's trying to predict how you'll finish the sentence. If you like what you see, hit the Tab key. If you don't, continue to write. On your phone, when you see the suggested text, swipe your finger over it to accept. You may have to turn on this feature. In Gmail, go to Settings and to the General tab. Enable Smart Compose and Smart Compose Personalization. While you're there, you may wish to enable Experimental Access, Nudges, and Smart Reply. Second is Smart Reply. At times, an email only requires a couple of words for the reply. At the bottom of the email, Gmail suggests a reply based on the text of the email. This feature is especially handy for quick email replies on your phone. Number 3, Smart Subject Lines. People tend to be terrible when it comes to email subject lines. I always write the body of my email message first. Then I look at what I wrote and compose a subject line that sums up the gist of the email. It's what I've recommended to others for years. Now, Gmail automates the process. Write the body of the email, then click in the subject line. Gmail may just suggest one for you. My experience has been its suggestions are surprisingly accurate. If you like the suggestion, hit the Tab key. If you don't, key in your own subject. Number 4 is Snooze. Many people will love this one. Sometimes you want an email to go away and return on a certain day. At the top of the email, just under the search bar, look for an icon that resembles a clock. Click it and choose a day and time for the email to return. Number 5 is Nudge. Do you sometimes neglect to respond to an email because it gets lost in the clutter? Well, if you've read much of my work, you already know how to avoid that problem by getting email empty every day, but that's another story for another day. As a safety net, Gmail looks for emails in your inbox that look like they need a reply, but have been sitting for a while. It puts them at the top of the inbox with a message suggesting you need to reply. Nudge has another feature. How do you keep up with whether other people have replied to your emails? Gmail looks for sent items that look like they should have received a reply but haven't. Gmail returns them to the top of your inbox, tells you how long ago you sent them, and asks if you want to follow up. Number 6 is Send Later. This is my favorite of the spring 2019 upgrades. A major complaint of employees is the boss or co-workers send emails on holidays or during evening time with the family. The implication is that an immediate response is expected. The sender may be merely sending the email before he or she forgets about it and has no expectation of hearing back during non-work hours. Send Later to the rescue. The Send button now has a drop-down arrow. Click it and choose Schedule Send. Choose a date and time. Now you can compose the email when it's convenient for you. Have it delivered at the perfect time for it to be read and acted upon. Number 7, right-click menu. The right-click menu in Windows has traditionally given you a list of options that are logical based on what you're doing at the time. Gmail's right-click menu just got a big boost. While viewing the list of emails in the inbox, right-click on one of them. Without even opening the email, Gmail provides quite a few helpful abilities. You can forward, reply, snooze, move to a folder, apply a label, or mute the conversation. The menu also allows you to search for other emails from that sender. Number 8, display Google Calendar. How many times do you find yourself working on an email and needing to refer to your calendar? With one click, you can open your Google Calendar in the right-hand pane of your email. Look for a small arrow in the lower right-hand corner of the email pane. Clicking on it opens a sidebar. You'll see an icon for Google Calendar as well as Google Keep and Google Tasks. When you click on that calendar icon, the Google Calendar opens to the current day. You can only see one day at a time, but the sidebar allows for scrolling to different days. You can even add or change events from that sidebar. Number 9, add to Evernote. If you're an Evernote user, you likely often receive emails you want to save as reference information. Evernote is the perfect place to store them. Evernote Premium users can forward emails to Evernote with a special email address. But what about those who are using the free account? This new integration allows anyone to save emails to Evernote. In the blog post, you're going to see a link to get the Evernote for Gmail add-on. You'll also see an article that gives all the details for setup and use on web, Android, and iOS. You'll see a short video that shows the feature in action, and that video shows all of the capabilities, including specifying a title for the note, assigning a notebook, tags, and comments. If you wish, you can simply click Save and add the details in Evernote at a later time. And last, number 10 is confidentiality mode. Do you remember Mission Impossible? How a message would self-destruct after so many seconds? Well, this feature does exactly the same thing, only without the smoke. When you send a message in confidentiality mode, the recipient cannot forward, copy, paste, print, or download the email or its attachments. In addition, the message expires after a selected time and cannot even be viewed. The option to send in confidentiality mode appears at the bottom of the email and to the right of the send button. The icon resembles a padlock. But here's a word of caution. There's nothing to stop someone from taking a screenshot of the email, so don't get too confident. But most of your town gossips aren't tech savvy enough to figure that one out. The inability to forward, print, or indefinitely save a juicy email will frustrate the life out of them. So, those are the 10 helpful new features that you'll want to try. Now that you've read about the 10, here's my question for you. Which of the features do you think will help you most in your productivity? Leave me a comment on the blog post. If you're liking what you're hearing, would you like to work with me? I do keynotes and breakout sessions for conferences, work with organizations on site, and do one-on-one coaching at your desk or via video conference. You'll see all of that information on my website at frankbuck.org. Until next time, this has been Frank Buck. Thanks for listening. Now go and have the time of your life.